Hey guys, this video is for our 2nd through 4th grade team for June week 4. So a couple of things before I get into the lesson. I'm only setting up the carts at the front of the room. So the carts in the back of the room are just going to be empty, so they won't have anything that you need on them. Then we've got, we'll have some activities, some like craft stuff set up here, some dominoes set up there, and then we have Minecraft Legos over here. Same for over in the 3rd grade room. We'll have some crafts set up on a table and some other activities set up on a different table. Make sure that before you get started at 9 o'clock or whatever, get those put away, and you can bring them back out at the end of service, but that way you can actually get, talk about the lesson for the day and don't have those crafts and things out as a distraction. Last week, thank you, if the small group leaders are watching this, for cleaning the little craft stuff up. That's so helpful. So just make sure that you put that stuff away before you start the lesson for the day. So this week, actually the whole month of June, the whole summer, our theme is Amped, Live Fully Alive, and that's our theme for VBS as well. And our life app for the month is Confidence, living like you believe what God says is true. So last week we talked about Jesus is the cornerstone of the church, and our bottom line was Jesus matters most. This week our story is about Gideon, and our bottom line is God can use you no matter what. So our memory verse for this month is, here is something I am still sure of. And that's another word for something I am confident of. I will see the Lord's goodness while I am still alive. So then jumping into the leader guide for this week, we won't have any ob turns this week, but we may have some squad kids helping us out. So just kind of keep that in mind. The ob turns are currently on their way to Colorado. So when you get here at 8:30 and 10:30, please just take a few minutes to pray for your small group. Maybe pray that kids who feel like they're not important understand after today that God can use anyone to make a difference. Then just as kids start to roll in, move around the room, sit with them as they do some of the different activities, just depending on how many leaders and kids we have. And then at 9 o'clock, you're going to do an activity called How Confident Are You? So each group will have a beanbag that they're going to use, and then a piece of paper and a pencil. So you're going to have your group sit in a circle, and you're going to ask one kid to be the scorekeeper. And what the scorekeeper is going to do is they're going to write down the first name of every kid in their group on the piece of paper that you have. And then you're going to put the scorekeeper aside so that the rest of the group can't hear, and you're going to tell the scorekeeper about the point system. So the point system is kept a secret. So what they're going to do for the point system is it depends on the kid's answer. If they give a really confident answer, they're going to give the kid a 3. If their answer is kind of confident, they'll give them a 2. And if their answer is not confident at all, they'll give them a 1. Now, none of the other kids know that's how they're being scored. Only the scorekeeper knows that. So then what you're going to do is you are going to select one kid to be it, and they have to turn away from the circle and cover their ears. And then you're going to silently give the beanbag to a different kid in the circle, and all the kids in the circle will put their hands behind their back, and one kid will have the beanbag in their hands. So then it will turn back around, and it turns back to the circle, and you're going to tell them, okay, somebody has the beanbag, so you get about 15 seconds to look around the group and try to determine who has the beanbag. And after about 15 seconds, tell the person who is it to guess who's hiding the beanbag, and then say, how confident are you? Are you very confident, kind of confident, or not confident? And so they're going to give you an answer. Remember, that's how they're being scored. So the scorekeeper is paying attention to that. And then they say, oh, I'm confident that this person has it. And then they guess. And even if they're wrong, it doesn't matter. If they said they were confident, they get 3 points. So then you're just going to keep playing until all the kids get a chance to be it. And then you'll declare who was the most confident player. So you'll just close that down by saying, guys, that was fun. Sometimes you were confident and you gave the wrong answer. And sometimes you weren't so confident and you gave the right answer. Well, today we're going to hear about someone who was chosen for a very big job and wasn't confident at all. So then you'll head over to large group to hear about the story of Gideon. When you get back, you're going to do a little charade. So you have a pile of different charades, and these are things that kids might not be confident about. So reading a chapter from a chapter book in front of their whole class. So all of these things are different things that they might not be confident about. So then you're just going to take turns. The kids, one kid at a time, will pick something from the pile, and then they will act it out. You might have to help give them suggestions, and then you'll just play charades with the rest of the group. And just remind the group, guys, these are things that you might not be confident about doing in real life. So you'll close that activity down by saying, So it's easy to feel confident about the things that you're good at or things that you've done before, but new things and scary things and things that seem impossible, well, we're not so confident about those. And the truth is, for all of your life, even when you're an adult, you're going to face situations that test your confidence. And that's when you need to remember something big. The key to having confidence is remembering that it doesn't come from you and what you can do. Real confidence comes from God and your faith and your trust in Him. So remember that God can use you no matter what. But you have to be willing to let Him guide you, and you have to trust that He's going to help you. So then for the memory verse review, each kid is going to get a big craft stick, and then you're going to split your group into 2 teams, and each team will have 4 dice, and what they're going to do is one person will practice reading the memory verse. Oh, actually, just kidding. One person puts the stick in their mouth and then has to stack 4 dice on the end of the stick while they're holding the stick in their mouth. And as soon as they get all 4 dice stacked, then the caller, a different kid in the line, has to read the memory verse. And as soon as the memory verse is read, then you'll pass the dice to the next kid. They put the stick in their mouth, stack the dice, pass the memory verse, pass the Bible to the next kid, and they become the caller. Once the new stick kid has all their dice stacked, the new caller reads the verse, and so on. Okay, so it's a little relay race, and you want to get through all of your kids so that all the kids have a chance to be the balancer, and all of the kids have a chance to be the caller. So you'll just continue down the line of kids, and then the first team to finish wins. So you'll say, guys, that was fun. Were you more confident about calling out the verse or balancing the dice? And then just let them respond. I love this verse because it reminds me that God is good and that we can have confidence in Him. We know for sure that what God says is true. And even if we don't feel confident, we can ask God to help us and remind us that He is with us, because God can use you no matter what. So then, to close down for prayer, just huddle your kids into a tight little circle and just ask, is there something that you guys need God to help you with? Or do you ever feel like Gideon and wonder how God could use you? So just explain that you're going to give them a few minutes to pray silently about that on their own, and then close the group in prayer. So remember, this is an opportunity to teach kids how to pray. Give them a chance to pray silently, just like a lot of times we get the chance to do in church. Give them that chance to do that, and then just close down in prayer. As adults come, guys, make sure that all kids are getting a parent cue and a memory verse card. Those are huge to the orange strategy, just making sure that what we're doing here on Sundays, we're connecting to home. And just have the kids tell parents where their confidence should come from and that God can use them no matter what. So that's it for this week, guys. Thank you so much for serving this summer. Thank you for those of you that are filling in as small group leaders. So grateful for all of you. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Sunday.